Greetings. I most assuredly sound terrible for a small moment. Just gotta fix the microphone not working. Test 1 2 1 1 2. Cool. Don't know what happened there to myself. Greetings. Those in the chat, welcome to the P% tournament. If Cinder Block doesn't, you mean Lord Cinder, I assume. Which Lord Cinder is present, at least, but there's no guarantee, of course, for getting through the qualifying rounds. I would recommend not aiming for the shin, as it is quite fragile and is hard to replace. Instead, I would recommend the fingers. There are many more bones in the fingers. But yes, hello to you too, Mochi Life. Greetings to you all, and welcome back to another lovely Ultra Saturday, and once again to an Ultra tournament. This time, it is a P% tournament that we're going to be having. So as a reminder, if you do not intend to participate, I will kindly ask you to head on over and watch the event on the live stream, currently streaming on Twitch on the Ultra Saturday Twitch channel. It is in part to make sure that the stream capture goes perfectly well, but also that we don't have any people suddenly coming in with noise or etc. to the stream and disrupting the event. So yes, I ask to leave the voice channel if you are not participating. Thank you to whoever set the event details. Very nice of you. I was just about to do that myself. But welcome to a lot of you. It appears that we've got the 6 of you here today, and we'll give a bit more time and leeway to allow some people to show up, because some people were like just a small bit late for the last tournament, and it was oof. So if we give a bit more time, then nobody can complain. But very good to see you all here. I will quickly give a rundown of how the tournament is going to work, given the numbers, at least at the moment. And then we will get started, pretty much, after a bit of leeway time. So, basically, how things are going to happen is there is going to be qualifying rounds and then the final rounds, essentially. In the qualifying rounds, everybody is going to be competing at once. Everybody is going to start off doing from prelude to the end of Act 1. At which point, whoever is last amongst those is knocked out, essentially, of the qualifying rounds, disqualified, as it were. Then, in the second round of the qualifiers, everybody will run again, except starting this time from the start of Act 2 and ending at the end of Violence. And once more, the last person will be knocked out, so that we have our 4 finalists. Then, depending on time, we will head to our finals, of course. And should we have been going on for too long, considering that it's a P% tournament, it's realistic. Now we could go on for quite a while. But if under the scenario that we're going on for too long, then we can move the finals part of it, which is the remaining 4, to the following Saturday. Although that is ideally, we'd rather not have that, of course. And it's all under, of course, who's available when, and so on and so forth. So that can cause complications, but we'll try and get it all done properly. Very good stuff. So, is there any questions from anyone at all? All right, it doesn't appear like there's any questions. So, just as a short reminder, because I've seen somebody else pop in, this is the Ultra Saturday P% tournament. And so, if you are not here to participate in the P% tournament, I would kindly ask you for watching to head on over to the Twitch channel and watch from there, just to not disturb the racers in the midst of a tournament against each other. It would be ideal. But you're open, of course. It's open. It's a tournament open to everybody. So if you want to just participate for the sake of it, you absolutely can do. Lovely. So we'll give a short while longer, and just let the leeway for a couple other people to show up. If any of you know people who are looking to show up and join in, you can go contact them now if you heard about that, and just let them know we've got about a couple minutes to hop on in and participate. Otherwise, we'll be getting underway in roughly 3 to 4 minutes ish. In the meantime, we shall chill. I recommend if you don't know any proper routing stuff, you can either discuss with people or practice it ahead of time and stuff. Any of the levels that you're uncertain with, to get things down, and we will get underway. Good stuff. Very nice. Now for the stream end, I am going to put the loop back on. Hopefully that's not too loud. No, should be good. So, stream side, hope you're doing well. I'm looking forward to seeing the top of P% racing here. There's the calendar. While the event is going on, I'll be trying to give as much commentary as I can in places where I can do so, but I can only do so much, as can be understood. So at points, I may go a bit silent. I'll still be watching and paying attention, but it is merely just a fact of being the only host. Any questions, of course, from the Twitch chat as well. More than welcome. Cinder, I mean, yeah, we can hope. I think I've only seen Cinder, unless I'm, of course, doing the same thing again, where I mistake the name for the name change for somebody, etc. But as far as I'm aware, I've only seen Cinder one or two Ultra Saturdays, I think. And so, very much looking forward to see what can be done and how Cinder has improved and stuff. Oh yes, good point. Very important reminder to everybody, of course, to stay hydrated. Get some water, especially important for a tournament wise. Yeah, been around for a bit and stuff. I don't recall what the name was previously, if they had previously participated in Ultra Saturday. But from those who've participated in Ultra Saturday, this is going to be a very interesting race, because there's a lot of people who are regulars and stuff, and a lot of people who are absolutely based at the game. Like, Ainra is fantastic at stuff. Vendetta only shows up every now and then, but is great. Real Guy has really improved in the last while. Oh, if okay, yeah, okay. If Cinder is actually Crimson, then yes. Okay, then yeah, Cinder's been around for a while. With Ultra Saturday. Um, again, I've no bloody way to know, bar like going, even going profile mode and stuff and checking wise. I've no way to know, so I just tend to default to it not being wise. So, but yeah. Yeah, Real Guys Improvements has been very good recently. Very, very good recently. So, just to give a small, checking in and seeing who's here and not and stuff, because we'll be starting our P% tournament shortly. I want to do a small reminder that if you are not here to participate in the tournament, then I recommend you head on over to the Twitch channel and watch it from there. I'll be giving commentary on the gameplay, and you'll be able to see all the POVs at once and such. But the main part of keeping the voice channel to just the participants is to avoid any interruptions, any distractions for the participants itself. So if you are not participating, I kindly ask you to go and watch. Good stuff. So, apologies, Floof, we cannot wait 2 hours to start the event. Alright, so I've given an additional 5 minutes past the explanation 5 minutes, so I think that's well and able to go. So, if you intend to participate, start streaming now. Yes, boo-hoo-hoo. That's a very important question to know where the soap is in 4-3 for P%. You'd be hard pressed to get a good time on that level without it. The screenshot is pointing in the right direction. It's up on that ledge. If you generally point your whiplash to just above where the ledge is, so that you can like where you'd stand on it, and whiplash there, your whiplash will auto grab the soap. Just so it's a fair playing field, I suppose, as well. Just wanted to point that out. Cool. So, as it's going on, I will start getting the stream up on that end. Pop this out. I will also say that ideally, can you please run it at 720p 30 FPS? If you're able to, of course. Below it is also fine. I noticed that most of you are actually at it or below. If your own Wi-Fi can't handle sending that much, yeah, you can do lower. That's fine. But a max of 720p 30 FPS is fine. Just for the stream's sake, of course. Interesting. And just for the sake of me commentating, I will ask. I have probably either seen you before at Ultra Saturday, or yeah, I've probably seen you before at Ultra Saturday, or I've never seen you before. But the individual who has the Angel Dust profile, what should I call you? Bar just the letter P. It's just a case of the name is just the first letter. And, oh, Faye. That's ringing a bell somehow. I think you were here. Yes. I recall that now. That's grand. I'll try to remember that for next Ultra Saturdays and stuff. Let's see. Can you participate if you don't have the role? Yes, you can. Ultra Saturday is open to everybody, not just verified speedrunners. So yes, you can participate. Just note, this is the qualifying rounds first of the tournament. It will be a knockout round, etc. And I'll review exactly how many people are getting knocked out shortly. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 8 people in it, which means in order to knock it down to 4, the bottom 2 can get knocked out each qualifying rounds. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So, I think we're mostly ready to get going. So I will cut out that and swap that over. Make sure that that's positioned there. And I can up that a little bit. And get some of the audio from your streams, I suppose. Just double check it all before. Should be fine. I will also state, I don't know if the custom music stuff is like inputted into this degree yet or not. I think it's just for cyberground things. But don't put any kind of copyrightable custom music on or play anything in the background that can leak through to the stream. Because we are still on Twitch. Good stuff there. So, alright, so a reminder for everybody before I give the countdown from 5 that ends on go. This is the Ultra Saturday P% tournament. We are going to be starting off in 01 at Prelude, and for the first qualifying round, ending at the end of 3-2. This is P%, of course, so you must get a P rank on every level as you run, of course. The bottom 2 amongst the ranking will be disqualified, so that at the end of 2 qualifying rounds, we will have our 4 finalists remaining. Beyond that, some things to note. Once you have finished your run, you must, in voice text, type done. This is there for the sake of a photo finish scenario, because we can't immediately go back and double check the live stream wise at that to be certain. We will rely on you typing done in the voice text and whoever is sent first in that scenario. Must be stated perfectly clear. If you do not get a P%, it's just Prelude and Act 1 for now. Just Prelude and Act 1. No, it is not full game. We are doing qualifying. We're doing qualifying round first, in which we are running from Prelude to the end of Act 1, and then we are doing after that Act 2 to Violence. So you just got to make it through that first round, and then you'll be set for the finals, by your logic. Full game would take forever. For like 2 qualifying rounds of full game, yeah, that would take a bit. But you're fine. So just a very quick reminder, if you are not participating in the tournament, I recommend you head on over to the Twitch chat on the Twitch channel, Ultra Saturdays. Thank you very much. So, any final questions? You can definitely P% 3-2 without needing to dead coin. You can P% 3-2 fairly easily enough weaponless. So you will be fine, guys. If you do the run without weapons, I will be quite impressed. However, you will likely be disqualified simply for doing with P% weapons. That tournament won't be coming for the longest while, at least. If you manage to beat 2 people running P% weaponless, then yeah, that's fine. Weird flex, but okay. But yes, that's fine. Yes, you can do that, so long as you get a P% on every level. Anyway, seriously stuff. Any final questions? Stuff. It seems that we are okay then. To answer the question in the chat from Mochi Live, yes, Elliot would destroy everybody in Nomo weaponless. Absolutely, and I'd like to think I'd come like in a okay position in that tournament, but I think it's been ages since I've actually ran stuff. So, right, cool. All right. Enough exchanging of knowledge. The tournament is getting underway now. Everybody, return to the menu. I want to see you hovering over the full intro prompt. 10 days, get out of 05. Good stuff. So, I am going to count down from 5, ending on go. And at which point when I say go, you can hit no on the full intro prompt. You do not get disqualified if you hit yes on the full intro prompt to answer that question. Again, it's a weird flex but okay moment if you manage to successfully get through that. Right. So, without any further ado, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And away we go. Hopefully, yeah, stream side should still be able to hear me alright. I will lower the volume a little bit for ye. Just get this through, because I know it can be chaotic. And let's quickly look at how people are going. So, very gotta recognize where people are and who's furthest ahead. It looks like Vendetta is quite ahead by a good bit. Ainra a bit delayed. There and that. This is going to be fun to watch. First time watching Ultra Saturday. Participate in a couple of weeks maybe. Honestly, if you just want to watch entirely, that is perfectly fine watching live. Wish you had 16 eyes so you could watch them all at once. Yeah, Ofina, I've been doing this every Saturday for, we're coming up on 2 years now. I've gotten used to some of this. It's not the best skill. But you get used to looking at all the levels that you can generally see who's ahead for the most part. So we have Vendetta here, and then Real Guys up next. And then following that, Faye is falling a little bit behind. That's fine. Cinder's not doing too bad, actually. But yeah. Yeah, some of the best people with eyes. Honestly, I miss a lot of stuff still, and it is a case of ideal scenario for the tournaments at least. It wouldn't be just me here, and I think in the early tournaments I did end up for the finals getting other people in to commentate alongside me to help out. but we'll see how stuff goes, and maybe somebody will want to actually discuss things. But yeah, it is some good stuff though. A reminder to hydrate in chat. So, I believe currently Vendetta still has a big lead, being the first to enter 04, it looks like. Following behind Real Guy again, but Lord Cinder is a bit ahead of Real Guy now, getting a much better 03. Now, of course, it's actually incredibly hard for me to notice if people feck up at the end screen and don't have P%. But there's that. So we now have Vendetta reached there. Into 05. And we still have Lord Cinder just at the end of 04 there. Real Guy right behind them. Ainra approaching right behind that. 10 Days just having entered 04. Faye stuck behind the bits there in 03. Bit there. Hoo just entering 03 now. K here at the end of 03. First place has entered Limbo. Faye isn't doing too bad, to be fair. It depends on which two. I haven't actually seen Poohoo's stream update in a hot second. Okay, yeah, no. Oh, there was a death. Was there? Was there a death in Faye's area or something? Yeah, that's understandable. With P%, it's really hard to like keep up along with that. Oh, but we did have a death in 05, it looks like, for Cinder, which put him right behind Real Guy. We now have 3 players, now 4 players in Limbo. Very good. So, Ven, Cinder, or Real Guy are your bets. Ven is a good choice, because it has a really early lead, and that can really serve you in these races. But my personal bet, seeing these, I do like to bet with Ainra. Honestly, I've seen Ainra in a lot of these tournaments and stuff, and Crimson's great. Cinder. I'll get used to it when more time passes and it recognizes that I've seen the person before. But Cinder is fantastic. Having seen them run before, they are no slouch, to be fair. But I've seen Ainra perform very consistently throughout and stuff. Real Guy has definitely improved drastically in recent stuff, and so like definitely not one to be messed with in terms of that. But it very much is just, yeah, are we? Yeah, I'd bet between like Vendetta's got such a lead at the moment, in fact, and I haven't actually seen Vendetta participate in Ultra Saturday for a while, so they could have improved drastically since my last impression. Now, one thing important to note, very important, it's a P% tournament. This is 1-3 that people are in now. 1-3 being notoriously a big P% run killer. This is a breaking point for a lot of folks. And we do have Ainra and Real Guy pretty much on pace with each other, more or less, by a little bit off. Lord Cinder will be approaching them soon enough. And we have 10 Days coming up very quickly behind Lord Cinder there. And following on behind that, we have Poohoo, who has just entered 05 for some stuff there. We've got 2 players left in Prelude. Very interesting indeed. And we have Vendetta at the end of 1-3 already. Very nice. Looking at the style requirements of the other two, they seem to be neck and neck. some very good running. Ainra is pulling on ahead a little bit in terms of progression through the level against Real Guy. Vendetta absolutely dashing ahead through 1-4. You'll see it and it'll be gone with 1-4. Yep, and it's already over. First place has entered lost. Nice to see you, Silly Billy. Absolutely. Ven didn't get perfect, but it's not exactly a mess up when you're this when you're this far ahead, especially pulling off a really good less than 20-second 1-4. It's very good stuff. Nice to see you though, Silly Billy. A shame you didn't participate in the P% tournament. No, it's totally understandable. I know it's not your wheelhouse, but yeah, very good show that we're having here so far. Ven absolutely pushing through, but as my bets are coming through, Ainra's still managing to keep up really good with Real Guy, and they're both approaching on Vendetta really quickly. Now 2-1 is no slouch of a level either. That is important to note. 2-1 is no slouch of a level. But, notably, we do have Cinder here, who previously is now through at 1-3, getting them past that barrier. 10 days is getting past the 1-3 barrier now. 2-1 is, all the verticality, very, very true there. And I think that's definitely more applicable to P% categories and such there, where it's you have to stick around and deal with that level. Whereas running 2-1 any percent, you just blast through it and you really have to optimize it. Salesforce backend, there's a feature bug from 2013 still not fixed. That is such a pain. Absolutely such a pain. I having to deal with other people's buggy code is a mess. It's such a mess. So I don't envy you at all. Having to deal with my own buggy code is bad enough. Right. So you see, here's where Ainra's pulling ahead of Real Guy now. Ainra's absolutely dashing ahead with Lost. Vendetta's now in sheer heart attack. The send email functionality, that's a bad place for it to be. That is a bad place for it to be. Because that's so... I can imagine that would be such a finicky portion. So currently it does look like last place right now is Faye in 1-2. But we still have 2 players in 1-3. A single mess up in 1-3 can toss you in the back end of the rankings. Because it's just such a long level. And following through with it is tough. No bother about venting with code. Code is rough. But you'll get to it. Substrats, indeed. We've seen some good substrats being shown off for the 1-3 as well. Some very impressive stuff. Indeed. A reminder for everybody in the chat to hydrate, as usual. We have a lot of people for the first qualifying round of the tournament, actually, as well, which I'm very, very happy with. So as things stand, we have Vendetta, who's now in 2-4. Managed to do the hand skip, it seems. And then we've got Ainra and Real Guy in 2-3. It appears like Ainra is a bit ahead, in fact, having now fighting the Mind Flare at the end against Real Guy. Following this, we have 1-3 now with 3 players in the bottom rung, and people making their way to 2-1 and 2-2. First place has entered Gluttony. Very, very good stuff. Now, 3-1 is no slouch of a level either. In fact, I'd argue for a P% tournament racing and such, it is a more daunting level. In terms of overall difficulty, I suppose it's not as bad of a one to fail as 1-3. But it's still pretty bad to fail. It's not short by any means. Oh, absolutely. I have actually participated before this event was known as Ultra Saturday, and before I was actually within the core of running things and stuff, where it just was, oh, people have just suddenly shown up to do a race, etc. I did participate in one of the starting relay races, I think it was, and yeah, you know, your heart really does get right when you're racing against people. It's definitely a different experience than like being on pace for a world record or something, or like being on pace for a PB and stuff. It's not a bad experience by any means, but it's definitely different. Real Guy has now pushed ahead of Ainra, entering into Gluttony, a good bit ahead of the fight even. Very nice. Cinder, though, entering 2-4 as well. Very interesting. We have these two on 2-1, and Faye still in 1-3. Now, Faye, of course, their previous Ultra Saturday attempt didn't do so well with 1-3, so hopefully they've put some time and practice in and are going to be able to tackle it well enough. Of course. And then, of course, we have 10 days in 2-3 moving along. And it looks like we're going to have our first place coming up very shortly as Vendetta blasting their way through Gabriel. First place, Vendetta. I think I can do a fairly okay Smash Bros. Announcer voice. I do like using it every now and then. For stuff like that. I wasn't trying to at that moment, but I kind of want to attempt it for the next placements. But yes, first place, Vendetta. Very good stuff. So, following on that, second place is Real Guy at the moment, and then Ainra followed up behind that. But we do have Lord Cinder now entering 3-1. It's possible if either of the players get gabed, essentially, if they just get totally slaughtered by Gabe, that Cinder could take over. But Cinder is in the runnings to be in the fourth place, for sure. We do now have Faye, having made it out of Limbo, of course, is now finally in the last portion of the run in 2-1. We now have Ainra there. Oh, it'll be a close one now. It depends if Real Guy gets a quick kill. Oh, and misses the dead coin. Has to adapt now on the fly. Can Ainra take it back? Actually going to just move this over here. Ainra gets a much better kill. Oh, but flubs it again a bit. Who gets it? Who gets it? Looks to be second place, Real Guy. Third place, Ainra. Very nice for our second and third place. Absolutely. Very, very good. So, oh yes, I should remind everybody. If you are finished your portion of the run, I kindly ask you to stop streaming for the viewers' sake. Cool stuff. So we're back now down to 5 people. Remember, the remaining 2, the 2 last place people, will be knocked out. So now we can start discussing who actually those people are. We have Lord Cinder and Colin 3 looking to pick up 4th and 5th place. And then from that there, we have a 2-1, a 2-2, and a 2-3. very happy to hear that you're so into the Ultra Kill speedruns as well, Wafina. They're quite fun, and honestly, part of the reason why I've not actually been doing runs and submitting runs to Weaponless Percent recently, because that's my own category and stuff that I do, is because every single Saturday I watch like several speedrunners perform at the top of their game. And that fills in a lot of my Ultra Kill needs. So, yeah. Um, but it is so impressive, the extent of skill that they do. Um, absolutely. You absolutely could do what they do, though, Wafina. You absolutely could do what they do. 100%. Oh! Fourth place. 10 days. Interesting. 10 days managed to bib ahead of Cinder there. I think there probably was a death reset there in somewhere to do that. But yes, Wafina, you absolutely could be like, yeah, Cinder had a reset in 3-1, which is really rough one to have a reset on, but yeah, that makes sense of it all. Now remember, it's only 5th and 6th, so there's only 2 streams left. That'll be it. Those will be disqualified. So, this is looking to be a tied race as well towards the end of it, because you've got 2 people in 2-4, 2-3, and then there's 2-1 there. Yeah, there's a spread, but yeah, we'll see. But you know, Wafina, you can absolutely perform to this kind of level. All that this level is a lot of practice. That's all it is in speedrunning. 5th place, Lord Cinder. And like one thing I'd recommend as well, Wafina, is if a full game run is too daunting, pick a couple of ILs. Just focus on your PBs and stuff, and just get them faster. Pick a really weird category and try and just figure it out. That's how I got my start. I picked Weaponless Percent because nobody was running it, and I don't think I've got the current world record, but to be fair, I don't know if there's been much focus on people running it at the moment. I'd have to double check, but I know I can do all the levels weaponless. I just know that weaponless violence, it can be terrible. But yes, to return back, of course, to the event, looking at it now wise, we've got 2 people in 2-4. We have K here, just taking on the hand, which is very fair, to be honest. If you can't do hand skip, and if you can't do the out of bounds, like Puhu's is checking, that's very, very fair. Faye, I think, has had a death or a fail. Oh no, Faye is still in the requirements, but just needs to get the last kill. Is missing a kill, probably. Yeah, I think you're fair enough, Faye, to go over there and grab that. God, that is annoying. I don't know who you'd... Unless it's somebody in the start. But I doubt it. No, oh, don't reset. Oh. That is a pain. That is such a pain, Faye. That is such a pain. But yeah, I think at that point you would have been coming up on time if you managed to find it. But yes, we now have Kate has entered into 3-1, and Puhu is just at finishing off 2-4 there, managing to get that out of bounds. Yes. You 500 hours in game, but like Ultra Kill is the first FPS you've ever played, so. But I don't. Oh, I don't play FPSs typically. Ultra Kill is the one exception to my game genres, because it's that good of a game. I'm not good at FPS at all. That's half of the reason why I went with Weaponless Percent, was because I don't have to focus. I was like, oh yeah, I won't have to focus as much as my aim if I'm just punching people. It's more about positioning. Um, Joke's on you, we got a whiplash. And so it is a case of, yeah, aim did become important, but that was learning from practice. Like, I think Ultra Kill has definitely helped me train my aim up, and that's all FPS skill check stuff is, really. Um, but no, you're very, very fair. Uh, I have only a bit more hours than you in Ultra Kill. I've got like 600 and something hours in Ultra Kill. To be fair, if I've been playing it as much as I've been running Ultra Saturday, it would be more than that. But, like, it's still a good chunk. Lovely. Faye managed to get 2-1, probably wrapped up there. Yeah, 587. I mean, yeah. I mean, you've sunk enough time into the game. Like, you get a lot more out of it as well by just playing, by doing the speedrunning. Now, we do have Kay here, who's at the end of 3-1. If they don't die, they just have to contend with Gabe. Puhu, however, getting an early reset on 3-1, to be fair. Which is not so bad. On them, at least, because they were just in that starting room anyways. But we have Kay now there, and we may have our disqualifications if Kay manages to wrap up this first portion. They managed to get through fairly well. Yes, indeed. Just double checking who's in the stream. Okay. Let's see. Does Kay manage to get this kill and secure the 6th place position? Does not get the good Gabe, but is managing to survive. And they managed to get the style requirements. Now it's just the kill. Oh, a bit tricky there, but they got it. 6th place, Kay. And with that, we end the first qualifying rounds. You may stop running. Faye and Boohoo are disqualified. Very, very good running, everybody. Y'all did a fantastic job at your runs. Of course, some really high-end play throughout, and some really unfortunate happenstance that really hit some people back. To be fair, but very well done, everybody, for adapting to those situations and adjusting. I think generally, even from the people who were coming first, second, third, and such, there was a general consent of, yeah, enemies were missed in spots, resets were had for many a people. So, well done to all of you, genuinely. So, for the individuals who have, of course, been disqualified, you can continue watching via the Twitch stream, but if it's an internet thing, etc. wise, you can hang about in the voice text given that you were participating. I'll allow that. But we'll be continuing along shortly to the second portion of the qualifying rounds, which will have the bottom 2 knocked out again of the new qualifiers, of course. This second round will go from the start of Act 2 to the end of Violence. So the same amount of layers, technically. Yes, we're giving a break, of course. We are giving a break between for everybody to get extra hydration, to go to the bathroom, so on and so forth. I'm not too cruel. I will not say that I'm not cruel. My D&D group would absolutely disagree with that fact, but I have a heart. But yes, I will step aside for a few moments myself to fill up my water bottle and stay hydrated as well. At me if you actually have questions. Hope you're enjoying in the Twitch chat as well, everybody. Lovely stuff. Everyone has done so well, Marching. Everybody's done so well. And always, everybody who's turns up and participates in the tournament is really pushing like top of the end skill in terms of ultra kill. Especially with the P%, it is so impressive how well people end up doing. All right, our 6 remaining qualifiers. Hey, welcome back after that short intermission. I can see that there is discussion going on X, Y, and Z there for stuff. Nothing goes wrong in greed. Nothing goes wrong in greed, absolutely. So, let us see. Going ahead now, what are the levels to be really wary for the run coming up? Definitely, gotta be careful with 4-2, of course. 4-3 especially. Very tricky arenas in there. 5-1. 5-1 is another one to be very aware of. 5-1 is a trip, and 5-3 is a trip to go through. Wrath is, in my opinion, a better. Wrath is going to be a tougher one than Greed is, in my opinion at least. Then of course we'll have Heresy, which will be rough to be certain, but not too rough wise. And Violence, I don't have a good grasp on the P% of yet. We've had the general tournament, so I think that did have some of that in. But yeah, like I think we're more or less good to go, unless anybody has any objections. People gone and stuff, or yeah. Nice to see you in the chat as well, there, Faye. I assume this is Faye as well. But yeah, it's nice to see you in the chat. Sonder. Yeah, P% strats are in general insane. Right, so Time to get perspectives back up again on my end, and for streaming. So, a reminder. Oh yeah, it doesn't look like we have to correct anybody on there and stuff, but 720p, 30 FPS. Looks like everybody's running that already. Branching out is always a good idea. Now, to be fair, that's not to say that it's you can't just dedicate yourself to like one type of level. The previous winner of the P% tournament was Colin, right? Colin was good enough to get past the qualifying rounds, yeah, at Ultra Kill in general, P%. And then, because the final rounds are based on individual levels, Colin was the world record holder, and I believe he still is the world record holder, unless I'm very mistaken, for 2 levels in P% categories, for 01 and 02. And so nobody could best him at those levels. They had to use their bans in 01, because that's Colin's 01, like world record level skill. And he was still really, really good at 02. So, props to Stu on then for really going for that record. That is, like, Colin spent a lot of time on 01. That'll be impressive to see that beaten, to be certain. But that's to point out, you can have a lot of skill in one specific area and do well in the tournament as well. Heresy P% is very impressive still. Stream is still blank. Yeah, they're not running. I didn't put it up yet because they were running. I put it up. It was here. There. Here's perspectives. They're just doing their warm ups and stuff. But we can get underway now. Everybody, you can load in to 4-1, so long as you keep the doors closed. Yeah, it was playing desktop audio in the background, so yeah, it's fine. I will ask all runners to be ready. Cool stuff. So, once more, I'll start from 5, ending on go. Give a countdown. We are going from 4-1 to the end of violence. P% for every level along the way. Remember, the bottom 2 are being disqualified. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to work under the assumption that Ainra got a really good timed start and not a false start. Because that is really possible. It's possible to really heavily time that start before 1, so I'm just going to let it go. Even though that small amount of time can be worth it, it's fine. Did we get a new follow? Nice. So we have... I missed the prompt from before. Previously, but thank you for the follow, Mochi Live, Faye, and Kija. Very nice to have you here. Learning full game P% as they're running. Yeah, honestly, like getting a time on the board is better than getting a decent time. I would say just get a time, and then you can check the world record stuff, of course, but like. Make improvements in small steps is the key bit. And like learn a new tech and bring your time down by that and upload it. Learn a different new tech. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. So I want to mention that the VOD for this will be kept and uploaded to YouTube on the ULTRA-VODS channel. If you just look up ULTRA-VODS now, it should have a special profile picture for it, etc. That is similar to the Ultra Saturday profile picture. Not the logo, mind you, the profile pic on the Twitch stream, or the banner on the Twitch stream at least. And there you will find past tournament VODs, and hopefully this one once I put it up. We've had some really nice tournaments. So if you ever just feel like watching a bunch of the speedrunning, the tournaments are there as well. There also are some really, really old just Ultra Saturdays, because initially every Ultra Saturday was uploaded. I couldn't keep that up. And though for a small bit of time I did have a group to help, it did just become me again after a bit, which I don't blame people. It's just sort of the case of, if I don't do it, Ultra Saturday will vanish, and I don't want that to happen, so here we go. I'm running Ultra Saturday. Yes. Greed looks fantastic. Every Ultra layer has its own feel. I love how the art style and mood of every layer is so different, and the music is so unique for each of them. I am so hyped to get the violence secret level when we do. And the new weapon in violence as well. Well, not the new weapon, but the unlockable one. That is going to be fantastic when we do get it. Whatever it is, I think it's possible that it might be a rail cannon variant. You don't know, but it could be. Learning is absolutely fantastic. Learning 6-1 and doing random stuff. Yeah, no, like, that is a lot. Like, I think one of my favorite parts of me learning speedrunning myself was doing routes, because weaponless was very under-routed, and it's so fun to make those optimizations yourself as well. So, like, that's in part I say, yeah, if you are really gunning for top times, look at what other people are doing. But if you just want to make improvements yourself, go figure stuff out yourself and have fun with it. I don't think rocket launcher variant will pop up so soon after rocket launcher was given to us. Like, I feel that'll be a bit later on. Weapon 5? Possibly. Again, it only interests me to a certain degree, because I like weaponless %. I'm waiting on the last arm, and I want to see what that does. In which case, like, that's the biggest hypeful moment for me whenever we get that. I doubt we'll have the last arm just sitting in that box, so that's fine. So let's actually talk about what's going on at the moment on the stream. You know, pay attention and commentate. So currently, first place we have Vendetta, who is absolutely ahead in 4-4, but right behind them appears to be Ainra, and right behind there appears to be Real Guy. So similar set to the first bout. Very, very fair. Yeah, when the last arm didn't come in 7-4, I was like, but then again, I was like, yeah, 7-4 is bad enough. is bad enough for weaponless %. To be fair, it's not as bad as it could have been, because we can do some stuff to skip around some things, but it's still not good. That last arena in 7-4 for weaponless can be hard. Yes, Cinder's not doing bad, to be fair. There's still the two people there who are... there's still two people there who are at 4-2. But remember, it's the bottom two that are getting knocked out. So they have to make a move on. We do have Cinder bop away to 4-3. So, ahead of time. Only by a bit, but they have to catch up with 10 days in order to be in the runnings. Next, of course, we have three of our leading people, our top three, in 5-1. And they're going to be making their way through 5-1 for a while. Because 5-1 just has so many enemies, and have to go through all the arenas and so on and so forth, of course. 5-3, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing 5-3, of course. Very hyped to see Cinder stuff. Um, she's very much a good runner, and you can tell. But it is just going to take a like. We're at the top of the speedrunning game now. You can tell from the feel of the runners and stuff. In terms of P% runners and stuff, as far as I'm aware, at least with how connected I am in, like, I don't think runners like Hayes and Debatable have been around and running recently. So there's that. Like they're still a bit stuck in my head as some of the top P% runners. But yeah, Hayes retired. But you know what? Hayes might pop back once we have full game. If only to show up and be like, "Yo, what's the records at now?" But Hayes was fantastic. Hayes has shown up twice or so at Ultra Saturday. I think the reason why not more was time zones. But yeah, no. If Hayes does come back, she'll absolutely tear stuff up. But of course, it's no pressure to. Of course, again, Hayes is fantastic and worked and inspired so many people to pick up the P% running as well and optimize stuff. Debatable, I don't know where Debatable's at really. I haven't heard a lot or seen a lot of Debatable recently. I think Debatable might be taking a break or something. But Debatable was very good at general categories as well, from my perception. At just doing a lot of different categories and being good at them. I think 80% being one of the main ones, but yeah. Full game board reset and everything to be current patch. Yeah, current patch would be nice. Yeah, I figured Debatable was chilling. I know a lot of speedrunners and such are kind of just, yeah, we get our good time and we chill for a bit. I'm very much been chilling for a while. I really should get some time aside and play through Weaponless again and beat it and get an actual proper run and time on the boards once more. But it's been so long that it's hard to pick that up again. But as a separate thing entirely, what was I going to say? Oh yes, part of the reason why I've not been doing that already is because I'm playing so many other games too. I actually have a big list of other games to play, and I don't have like I'm not like I have other games to get through to play that aren't Ultra Kill. I'm playing Cassette Beasts. If you like Pokemon, I'd recommend playing Cassette Beasts. Give it a chance. I'm playing the new Apollo Justice set because they're the last of the Ace Attorney series to play. I'm playing Wild Frost. It's a fantastic roguelike. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 in the background. I was, and then I got distracted playing Apollo Justice and the other ones. Then I have to finish off playing Mother 3 on an emulator. I have to then start and finish playing Minish Cap on an emulator, and then I've got to download the proper version of Dark Souls 1 to play that, and then I'm going to download the Terraria mods and play that. It's like, yeah, I've a list. And I'll get through them. But it's a case of so many games, so little time, and some of those games are long. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 is so long. So it's a case of, oh boy, that'll be something. And all the while, I'm working on a secret project in the background, which is another time sink. But Mother 3, I'm in chapter 4, I think. Start of chapter 4. So, like, I'm not too far through Mother 3. I loved Earthbound. Earthbound was fantastic. I think it's one of the best RPGs in general. It does so much that is just good. And while it starts off kind of slow, it picks up, and it is nice. And just mechanically, it's well made all through. Terraria. Fantastic. Again, I've played through Terraria as all 4 classes. Sentry is not a class, but Summoner is a class. Don't let anybody tell you a Sentry is a class. So, to answer the question from over there. For the person who's just maybe, okay, internet might have just suddenly buffered a bunch of chats at once. So to answer the question that popped up, quick question: are they playing something? First time you see Ultra Saturday? Well, welcome then if it's your first Ultra Saturday. Ultra Saturday is a weekly speedrunning event that is streamed here and held in the Discord for speedrunning Ultra Kill. Currently, you've joined in the middle of a tournament. This is a P% tournament of the game, P% being perfect rank on each level as you go. Currently, placements are Vendetta as first, who has just entered 6-1. Follow that up really closely behind with Ainra, who's just entered 6-1 as well. Following behind that, we then have Real Guy in 5-3, Cinder in 5-2, and then K and 10 Days is over here as in 5-1. So they're playing until they hit Violence, which is the current stuff. I'm noticing parts of that Wafina with Mother 3 being Earthbound but more Depression stuff. And like, yeah, it's gone certain places that Earthbound didn't go, which I'm liking. But I also liked how Earthbound measured itself at times and stuff. I've played all the classes in Terraria and stuff. Ven and Inra almost at Heresy, yeah, like they're really, really close. 5-1 and first is in 6-1. I mean, so just to be clear as well for the person who just joined in, this is the qualifying rounds. And so of the group that's playing here, the bottom 2 will be disqualified. Now, I don't know what you're referring to, Afina, in terms of whatever the cry... Oh, Cry for the Weeper. Is that Terraria mods? I know some small part of my brain is saying that. Oh, yes. Altars of Apostasy. Yes, that's no, the song is Halls of Sacrilegious Remains, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's the name of the song from the actual soundtrack, not Cry for the Weeper. Though, actually, to be fair, I think... No, Cry for the Weeper is the first part. Sorry. Yeah, Cry for the Weeper is the first part, and Halls of Sacrilegious Remains is the actual end part that plays, and then there's something in the middle of it. Oh, no, sorry, no, yeah, no, you're right. When you fall down the pit, it plays Cry for the Weeper. And then it's... Yeah, okay, yeah. So, currently as it stands, Ainra is in first place, having entered into 7-1. Very good job. Also, I only remembered now, because we were having just discussions and such, that I forgot to say when first place entered certain layers, but it's fine. Not a huge bit. Yes, Choir of Crooked Saints, Altars of Apostasy, and then it's Hall of Sacrilegious Remains. I think Hall of Sacrilegious Remains is one of the best songs in Ultra Kill, especially because it's a callback, like particularly because it's a callback to previous stuff. It's so impressive in that sense, like in the planning and stuff, to be able to remix the old tune into that. Given that Castlevania was one of the best songs in Ultra Kill before then as well, particularly. Then again, like Order from P1 is top notch in terms of Ultra Kill songs. War is nice. I don't like it as much as Order, but War is very nice. Versus, very cool. Ultra Kill has just so many really, really good songs in general, I feel. It does not include P levels. This is just currently like the normal level runs, but in the next portion, in the finals, when we have our final 4, we will be including in the selection of it the P% levels. That is because it involves, of course, people picking what levels to play and not, and running them, etc. And there'll be a random picker wheel and such. I'll go into detail about how the finals will work soon enough, but note it's part one of the qualifiers was prelude to end of Act 1, and then this is part 2, which is start of Act 2 to the end of the game as it currently is, wise. So that it's 4 layers each, essentially. But not counting P levels, they're all optional to go into enemies, but yeah. For a P% tournament, I can imagine that you wouldn't have anybody participating that doesn't have the P% levels unlocked already. That would be kind of bad if you didn't unlock all the P% levels. Oh yeah, make sure to get that one stray. That would have been terrible. And the Minotaur kill. Very nice. We now have, of course, 3 people in 7-1. Over here. We then have 6-1 and 2 people in 5-3. Very interesting stuff. But we do have Aimra taking the lead. Oh yeah. I mean, nobody was expecting the Minotaur, really. And I think it is such a beauty of the Minotaur, especially as design. I hate the Minotaur because I run weaponless %, and the Minotaur is just such a time to beat when they're in the tunnel, because you just have to stand on his back and just look down and punch. That's like your best bet, unless you want to risk doing like slams on top of that, in which case, good luck not falling off his back. Like, it's a pain. Yeah, Sam cycle the Mino. Like, yeah, that's a great idea when touching the ground hurts you and the Mino moves left to right and stuff. Like, it is a pain. Still have to figure out how to properly beat that Mino good. But at least in phase 2, you can parry him, which is like way better. Oh my god, for the first release patch of it, you know when the new layer released, it made gutter tanks so hard to beat weaponless. They were so bad to beat weaponless, because you couldn't parry them. Light of the Night is actually a very good level. I like Light of the Night. You wind your way about it a lot and return to areas you've been before. And I love how in weaponless you only have to do like one fight, I think. I think you only have to do one fight in it in total. Oh wait, sorry, no. If you use the out of bounds in weaponless any %, then you don't have to do any fights, which is cool. But that out of bounds is not easy to do. I've tried it. People can probably do it better than I can. I've tried it. It's hard. Yeah. You could do it. That out of bounds is rough. At least the way I figured out how to do it. I couldn't do it the way that Elliot does it. Yeah, you can see Ainra pulling off the out of bounds there, but like, it's a rough set. It is a rough set. I do like how you can just dodge all these enemies as well, just by walking the correct pattern. That's really cool level design. But we have, of course, yeah, 3 runners in 7-2. Looking back at the others, though, we have still 10 days in K in Ship of Fools. Now, given they've spent a good amount of time in Ship of Fools already at this point, I think we may have had a death in Ship of Fools. Either at both of them, or like, so on and so forth. But Cinder's doing quite well in getting through, and is going to be entering Violence shortly. Oh, but getting killed by Gabe. Rough bit. Yeah, no, Cinder's been doing well. Cinder, as soon as Cinder got ahead of the other two there. They've been doing quite well in it. I think of the violence levels. I like the first one, and I think the boss fight in the second one is really nice and epic. But I think for just sheer sort of the ominousness of it, and the terror of that, and the last arena, like 7-3 has a fantastic last arena, which is so tough to get through in Weaponless. If you don't do something so absurd for it, like in Weaponless, what you have to do is focus on fueling the tree. If you don't focus on fueling the tree, then pretty much, as far as I'm aware, every other route that you can do wise in that last arena of 7-3, you die really easily weaponless. Casual run into that last arena is so daunting because there's just so many enemies and so much going on. And just imagine that without weapons. It's daunting. But we do have Ainra into that spot first. Doing well. It is such a cool battle arena for her too. And I love the concept of getting blood to fuel the trees as well. Like, from a lore standpoint, so cool. From a gameplay standpoint, very nice. Fave to play casually, but my least fave to run. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Violence as in terms of, yeah. I liked it casually. In terms of running it, I don't mind a lot of the levels. I just hate gutter tanks. Gutter tanks are terrible to deal with in Weaponless percent. It's just, no, I don't want to deal with this. Now, since they've been parryable, it's much better. But it is just a case of, oof, don't want. But yes, we now have people in the last level. Ainra and Vendetta, really close, actually. Super, super close. The other two are in 6-1 now, with K a bit ahead of 10 days. Interesting. Freeze frame can freeze their rockets. I think it's probably because the way freeze frame freezes the rockets is just like, yeah, it hooks up to a microchip that's in the rockets, and it hacks them all, and it's just like, yo, stop. Like I don't know, lore-wise, maybe there's an actual explanation, but in my head, it's just like, yep, it presses a button, and all the rockets just stop, regardless of if they're enemy or ally rockets. They just stop, and that's just somebody made a mistake programming, and so it just stops. Like, that's fine. Doesn't need much more explanation than that. Anyways. On to here, we have, of course, the final portion here. Taking, of course, the secret entrance, just to get around some bits and pieces. Ainra being so far ahead, yeah, Ainra's far ahead by enough, but if you consider where they both are, it takes just a small amount of mess up on Ainra's behalf now to have to go back. And Vendetta will get to the boss quickly enough. Yeah, radio frequency is probably the best bet. Or like a sonic pulse, given that some rockets are able to detect sound and stuff. But we have the kill, and as soon as we see the P% screen, we can declare our first place. First place, Ainra. Very good job, Ainra. Then we have our second place, of course. Second place, Vendetta. Do give me feedback on that announcer voice, like the Smash Bros. Like, ready. No, that was bad. That was a bad call. I could practice it more, to be fair. But yeah. Participant K has stepped out. A reminder to end stream once you finish your run. Thank you very much. Good stuff. So, we have now, because we have had somebody step out, that counts towards the amount of people who are disqualified. So it means whoever's last amongst this group here is now disqualified. However, we do have 7-4 and 7-1. We have 2 7-1s, but this is at the end of 7-1 here for Cinder. So, very, very tight enough race. Tight enough. There's plenty of room to mess stuff up. Real guy could spend ages in 7-4, to be fair. Well, Keja has actually just stepped out, actually. Yeah. It was Keja who stepped out, to be clear on that point. I said K because that's just how it shows up on the Discord for me. But I mean, if you want to pop back in, I'll allow it, but you must start from where you were before. No, okay, grand. Like, all good. But, genuinely, Keja, you were doing quite well. Sad to see you have to pop off, but it happens. It's totally understandable. And I hope to see you at more Ultra Saturdays as even the casual event and even more tournaments and stuff, because you did well. Very, very well. And, like, it's no understatement to say we've got some of the best runners here. So, it is whoever is last amongst these people that gets disqualified. We have Real Guy, who's absolutely blasting their way through. But will they get the P% requirement? Oh, actually, will they get the P% requirement? Will they get S-Style? That is important to note. They can still manage it. Oh, there we go, okay. It's yeah, the style is not as bad. Okay. And then kills-wise, I don't know if they're so far behind that they can't catch up with it there. Maybe they've actually done something that I thought of there. It's like, yeah, if they leave now, does destroying the thing... Yeah, there you go. Okay, it does do so. Grand. Alright. Third place, Real Guy. It isn't too late for 10 days. 10 days does have some catching up to do, though. That is important to note. It is Cinder versus 10 days now. And Cinder has the lead. A lot of things can still be messed up. Yeah. Did you know you can do that trick through the door without weapons? It's hard. I've done it a couple of times. It's hard. Yeah, you don't want to go and do those fights weaponless in this level, especially. You just don't. Battle of Violence levels for people who don't run violence levels. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know exactly. I mean, 10 days has run a couple of stuff. I've seen Ultra Saturday before. They have the skills for it. And Cinder is quite good as well. Absolutely. Now, of course, they're doing the inbounds bit, which is fine. Perfectly understandable. good to see Asunder there, who was discussed as well. Very nice. But yes, as well, with my announcer voice kind of thing, commentary as well on it. As well, like the first place, so on and so forth. Oh! And 2 deaths, which locks it back. 2 deaths at the same time. Now the level gap has technically widened somewhat. Whatever amount of make back that was done by 10 days through 7-1 and the difference in 7-2. In some ways, it does hurt Cinder way more. In some ways, to be fair, now that they're both essentially starting, we know the exact gap of a level is between them, right? That is the gap how long it takes for 7-1 to be completed. However, of course, it is a case of it's another chance to do better, even still, right? Given that they don't know unless they have the stream on in the background, which I can't stop, but they don't know that like they both failed that, etc. And of course, because I haven't called that, like, but called that it's done, there's still a chance for either of them. Because there is very much a chance for either of them. If 10 days is still missing a kill, that'll be terrible to find out later on. Oh, I'm afraid nobody can actually go and tell him. That would be against the rules if anybody told him. Nothing to be done. Because part of knowing P% is knowing I should have this amount of kills at this point. It appears as though 10 days has missed a mannequin in the beginning. There's no way to tell him. I will come to your house and murder you if you at him in the Discord. Do so. But he's died anyways, so that solves that problem. And now it's actually in a much more advantageous point for Cinder, because Cinder didn't die through the progression of 7-2 and earned some extra time advantage from there. Tactical death, honestly, yeah. That's fine. You're not going to get caught for anything for that, etc. I don't have any duplicate message stuff set up, I think. Yeah, unknowingly tactical death. Another tactical death as well on top of that. Get it proper and right, you know. But we do have Lord Cinder making a breakaway now. However, it is every single kill and life that you use matters. Especially for a P%. The nerves are real. No, like, at this point, I've said nothing for a good while. If they're not paying attention to the stream wise in the background, then they don't know what's going on. They don't know at all where the other person is. And it's a case of Lord Cinder could be like, I'm behind, or stuff. Unless Cinder, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? You can nod yes in game or no. If you're paying attention to the stream. I don't know. I got when Lord Cinder just nodding the head left or right there. 10 days is... They're not going back because of the skull skip. Oh... The room is dark if you miss kills, because some of them can fall underneath. There. Oh, God. It's so rough. Does 10 days play on Always Dark? But 10 days is playing with the outlines on. Which that should be regardless of it. Of the brightness anyways. Spawn the 2 Serbs. Where? Oh, but we have another reset in 7-2. So I can't actually. Was that a time on 7-2? I missed exactly why that reset occurred. Yeah, they died. Okay, they must have died in the library then, because they must have been that far through. Now the advantage is back on Cinder, actually, still, because there's missing kills. Because so long as 10 days is missing kills, every second spent on this fight is time wasted. Which is so rough, but it is. And as far as people were saying, it was like 2 kills. So tram kills don't count. Do they not? I would have thought they would have, but I mean, oh wait, no, they don't, because the Minotaur killed some of them. Yeah, the Minotaur kills some of them, so they probably are all tagged with don't actually kill him, or like don't increment the kill counter. Oh, and he notices now. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Before the minor spawns, they all count, do they? Still, it probably wouldn't have helped. Painful. Very, very painful to see. But it's still, you know, it's still been toiling about. This is just to give the runners some reassurance. I've not been silent because I've been accidentally muted or anything. The run is still going. So keep up the good run. Just wanted to mention that to them, in case they felt like, you know, somebody was about to win. Yes, now 10 days isn't missing. Or at least I think. I'm going to trust ye when ye say so. In general, I just use they for everybody. If I do make a mistake, then meh. But I tend to use names more. So, yeah. Hence why I'm calling them 10 days as opposed to :3, because I recognized them previously from 10 days and I've said so, and I hope that people would bring it up as well if it was a problem with like me using 10 days as it. But yeah. 14 days is incorrect. Though Vendetta. That absolutely is not correct. Remember that. It's not 28 days either. Oh, but we have another reset there. I believe, was that a death that occurred that caused that one? Yeah, a death that caused that, and suddenly we have Lord Cinder at a massive advantage again. And Cinder, now in the last portion, just has to get this fight and style. Now, I'm noticing the style is low for Cinder at the moment. There is only a certain amount of enemies in this fight. Yeah, the boulder falls back down. This is what we stay in the tournament for. This is the juicy bit. Not the finals, the qualifiers. No. Oh, they've got style. Good. Now they just have to make sure they've got the kills. Okay, they're heading back. That's fine. Where's the kill? I've no clue where the kill is. This is a fantastic qualifying round. Might be near the Blood River. Yeah, that is fair. Might be in here, which is a good spot to check. No, okay, so it's not in here, because the coin didn't do anything. Yeah, the Blood River is the next spot to check. Yeah, there we go. Found the gutter tank, the gutterman. And it's dead, and it's go. Now leave before the level time is up. Yes, good, you found the grave. I don't know what the time limit is, but you gotta go fast. Okay. Now Cinder gets to keep that lead. Meanwhile, we do have 10 days here now. Question. Does 10 days have the kills at this point? Because there's three, and then there's 3, right? I'm just thinking of like how many enemies show up here. Clear that. Clear them, 47. And then... Yes, 50 now. That's good. Good stuff. However, we now have Lord Cinder to contend with in 7-3. Heck yes. 10 days now out of 7-1 at long last. "5-2 punched a sentry to the other island." That sounds hilarious, Vendetta. That sounds hilarious. We now have Cinder in 7-4. Yeah, Kisha. You definitely could have, but I totally get having to leave for doing other stuff. Very fair. And honestly, this is such a heated race between those two. 100%. However, yes, there's now a 2-level gap between them, essentially. Yeah, that wasn't ideal in 2-1, but you did get through 1-3 fairly okay, which is good. That's improvement. So bravo on that. Very interesting. And yes, there's still a chance, of course, Cinder's dying. It would have been much rougher if they died in 7-3, because it's just longer. But, yeah. Dying there is that. I also really love, just gotta say, boss of 7-4, the Earth Mover. Like, top-notch name. Top-notch. Cinder is doing very well, though. I don't think I caught the exact point you're on about for the improv, but still, very nice. I didn't have quite as much of a reaction as that, but I was like, because I figured we fought big stuff before in Ultra Kill, and I was like, fuck yeah, essentially, you know? But we do have Cinder coming up on the 4th place now. Will they make it out to the last arena? Making sure they get the kills and style requirements. Not getting the right punch there on the sentry. Weaponless against the Earth Mover is so fun. Using the bounce from below there. Just keep on top of that. Can we get the style though? It will come down to it. Can they live? 17 health. Oh, when we have a death in 7-4. That does put things back a bit, but we still need for the kill to be wrapped up over here. Make sure you get your kills 10 days. You've got your style. No need to be too flashy. Just wrap it up. And wrapped up. They're in 7-3 now. They need to keep going, and Cinder has to not die in order to counter it wise. Very much looking forward to as well, yeah, as you're on about. Like, the final layer of Ultra is going to be awesome. I absolutely feel that much. I'm also very much looking forward to the final P level that we'll run into. That's going to be hell on earth, actually, given the way how hard Sisyphus was. I have beaten P2. I've not P-percented P2. I have P-percented P1. P-percenting P2 is a whole other beast. So, yeah, we do have the style stuff to work on. Style improvement definitely needed. We do have 7-3 though now for 10 days, catching up. Still a lot to play for. Still a whole lot to play for. But we have B style going into the last arena. $50, 25 health. Gotta be cautious. Okay. Up in the green again. S style complete. Just get those kills. Yes. The last will be completed. And here we go. Boom. Fourth place, Cinder. And with that, the qualifying rounds of the P% tournament come to an end. 10 days, if you wish to continue on and just complete your run through 7-4, you may do so for the sake of that. You may also stop if you wish to do so as well. But very, very, very good running from all of you there, I have to say. Fantastic running, of course. A very, very tense race. between people at the end, with a lot of unfortunate deaths from from people, 100%, at different very unfortunate stages. Um, but we've gone through it now, and we have our finalists, which are Ainra, Real Guy, Vendetta, and Lord Cinder. Bravo to you all. So, with our finalists now selected and such, I will ask, in terms of time-wise, how are people doing for time? Of the qualifiers, of course. Those new qualifiers, like, are you able to go ahead and do those final rounds now, or would it be more ideal to do so at a later Saturday, like, and all that? Let it keep going. Ainra can keep going wise. Real Guy can stay for an hour or so, and by a bit, it's under just so I have a grasp of stuff, and how long, so on and so forth. How much is a bit wise? I just need a generalization. It's just a case of I'll explain how. Okay, a few more hours. Perfect. That's fine. So long as it's within an hour, and we can at least do the first round of the finals, and then just see between the finalists, the last two, who's remaining. Um, yes, so I'll say now, our finalists, go ahead and wrap up, get some prep in before we do the finals of the Ultra Saturday P% tournament. I'm going to mute myself on some ends. I'm going to chill for a bit myself, give my voice a little bit more time to relax, because I've been talking rife with commentary the whole time. And we'll get through with the finals. One thing I'd like, as you're all getting water and hydrating and stuff, I would like to remind people that the finals is an individual level format. You can see that fine on the screen, I assume, for 10 days is POV. I'll just keep that going there while I discuss. But for the format of the final rounds, now that we've got our finalists, I'll make a team generator, and I'll use that team generator to make up two teams, which is pairing you off into 1v1s. Within these 1v1s, depending on how ye placed, essentially, in the final qualifier rounds, you get to decide, first, which levels to ban from the selection, and then which levels ye pick. You each get to pick one level, and then I spin a random wheel, which generates the remaining third level. Then, for a period of time, you will play those three levels, getting as best a time you can on them. And getting the bestest time that you can on them, and then at the end of the time portion, you will submit the screenshots of the end screen that you've got, and it's best 2 out of 3, essentially, in your versus match. We do this once, so that we can narrow it from 4 down to 2, and we do it, we can either, in a decision-wise, we can either, because I've been meddling with the idea-wise and stuff, and it's all like, it's time-wise sort of stuff, which I feel like, if time is pressure, we'll probably just do another round of the individual levels, but there's also the possibility of another full game. But I do like the level format, and people like when I spin the random wheel for the selection as well. So, I'm going to give myself a bit of time more to just mute myself, and then let my voice relax a little bit, and then we'll begin with the final round. Good stuff. So, as a reminder, stream side-wise, as well, I'm just back from a short break there. I'm going to talk a little bit softer while the break is on. The lovely art that you see before you here is done by Veritas, a member of the Ultra community, and a fantastic, fantastic artist. Oh, I'm so lucky that I remember that. I would have forgotten that so easily. I'm going to set an alarm now, actually. There's something I have to do. And the music that you hear as well is Ultra Saturday. That's the name of the song. It's called Ultra Saturday. It is done by T-Node, and you can find it on Spotify. And it was done specifically for this as well. So, you know what? Do it over on this one. Yeah, 10 days. There was a good portion there. I assume you are watching the stream. There was a good portion there where it was your 7-1 versus Cinder's 7-2. And there was several... It hit a point where you both died at the exact same time. Like, exactly the same time. So when you were starting your next attempt at 7-1, they were starting their next attempt at 7-2. And it was tense. It was very tense in that point. I'm very glad that the VOD, it's all been intact, the Wi-Fi has been good and kind, and kept the VOD all in one piece for doing that. And I'm hoping that we can get to these finals all one go, because if it has to split up to next week, then my Wi-Fi might not be as good. So that's definitely something. Very, very close indeed. Alright. I think it's time to get stuff underway. So. Alright, folks. It is time to get this last portion underway. I'll get the team generator out so that you do that. And of course, the picker wheel as well. Hopefully it remembers. Yes, it does remember all the levels. Cool. So, here we go. I have our 4 people, our qualifiers, so I'll just put them right in there now. We have Gainra, Vendetta, Real Guy, and Lord Cinder. And because I want to capitalize it, I will. I'm going to put it in groups of 2. Cool stuff. Nice. So I will grab the screenshot there and show it to the participants. So your versus matchups are matchup number 1, Ainra versus Cinder. And matchup number 2, Real Guy versus Vendetta. Now, I will say, if you are just watching the event, and I'll restate this again, I do recommend heading over to the Twitch channel. There's been lots of great commentary and great comments from other people watching as well in the Twitch chat this time around. So get in on the conversation, and of course, and enjoy the perspectives from there. A lot of top runners also just heading over there. You can now. I mean, I've heard. Yeah, oh yes, Asunder. This is streamed, and because I know that you weren't here for the start of it and such, I will be keeping the VOD and uploading it to YouTube on the ULTRA-VODS channel. You can also catch the previous Ultra tournaments there as well, and some of the previous Ultra Saturdays. So, if you really want to watch a bunch of speedrunning, there is it there. I can link the ULTRA-VODS channel. It is, I think, pinned in the Ultra Saturday thread. I think it should be. If it's not, that's a problem. But it should be. Right. So, you've got your teams, everybody. Here is how we are going to go through and do this. So, we're going to start off with Group 1. So, Cinder and Ainra. Oh, God. So, first, of the levels that you're doing, your 1v1s against each other, there's going to be one level picked each, and there's going to be one random selected level. But before you go picking levels and stuff, you each have to pick a level to ban. Now, because Ainra got first in the qualifying rounds, Ainra got ahead of Cinder in the qualifying rounds, Ainra gets the first ban pick. But, to keep things balanced as well, then Cinder gets the first level pick. So, I'm going to bring out my notepad out here on my phone. And I'm going to do it now. So, Ainra, what would you like to pick for your first ban?
P-1.
Which -1?
P, prime -1.
Prime -1. Lovely. So P1 is banned from selection. All right. And Cinder, what would you like to ban?
Maybe 5-1.
5-1 is banned. Lovely. So, Cinder, what would you like to pick for a level to do?
0-1.
0-1. Very nice. This is 0-1 P%, of course.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. And Ainra, what would you like to pick?
I will choose 2-1.
2-1. Very nice. Good stuff. And I will also just make it known for those who haven't picked yet, wise. I do have a random spinning wheel prepared for the third one that gets selected, of course. And if you wish to just not pick yourself, then you can just say, for your option, random spin it. And if you wish to, you can agree with the other player that you all do random spins. We've had that a few times, and for the last tournament it was done as well. But, yeah. So, I'll bring up on stream the spinner now. That's not correct. That's not correct. That, shut up, reject cookies. Is this working? It is working. Cool. So, as you, I hope all you in stream can see the spinner now. This is for Group 1, which is Inver versus Inder. The final level that's picked, notably if it is a level that cannot be P%ed, such as the secret levels, then it will not be picked. And if it lands on a banned level, then we spin again, essentially. So, here we go. We spin the wheel. That has landed on a banned level. So we will spin again. And the reason why I'm spinning again as opposed to removing it from the wheel is because we'd have to put it back in again. So it looks like 4-4 is the randomly selected level for that group. Very nice indeed. So, for the second group, of course, we have Real Guy versus Vendetta. Now, I have to scroll up in the chat and see of Real Guy and Vendetta, which one got ahead of the other? Who was second? Also, thanks for the follow us under. Very nice. Ven was second. All right, so Vendetta, you get to pick the first ban. What would you like to pick?
1-2.
1-2. Very nice. All right. And now, Real Guy, you get to pick the second ban. What would you like to pick? You don't have to unmute if you don't want to as well. That's something I should have stated, guys. I'm paying attention to that. 5-3. Very nice. 5-3. Good stuff. Now, Real Guy, you get the first level pick. 2-1. Very nice. We'll be seeing 2-1 in each bracket. And Vendetta, what would you like to pick?
Let's go 2-3.
2-3. Very nice. Very nice one indeed. And now, of course, it is up to the random wheel to decide what is played for the third level. And we go ahead and spin. Three, 2. Very, very nice. Good stuff. So, given that it is P%, and we want to emphasize the skill and dedication that you've all put in, I'm sure that giving a 30-minute time limit is sufficient enough for that. If that seems absurd to you, of course, that can be extended, but the gist is 30 minutes with those 3 levels for you to tackle. You have to get a screenshot of the end screen of each one with your time, essentially, to get the best time you can within 30 minutes for each of these levels. Now, that this isn't 30 minutes per level, this is 30 minutes to spend on any of the levels of your choosing. You can run just 2 levels if you want to and just ignore the third one. Because remember, it's best 2 out of 3. Right? Make sure that you save a screenshot in a place where you can retrieve it when I ask for which one. So that you can put it forth when prepared. And beyond that, I'll ask any questions. In the very, very unlikely scenario that we have a perfect tie for a level, then we'll check to see if, of course, if it's a deciding level in the matter. Because if one of the levels ties, but one person has won the other 2, then it won't matter. But if it is a deciding level in the matter, then you will each, from the countdown of 5, start the level at the same time. And whoever meets the end of it first will win that. But we've yet to have a perfect tied level yet. We've gotten close a couple of times, but we haven't perfectly tied. But just so you're aware, there is a failsafe for that. You nearly did. You were really, really close, but it wasn't quite. But anyways, any final questions? You have 30 minutes, and at that point, I'll be looking for your screenshots, essentially. Yeah. And of course, you must be streaming the whole time, so on and so forth, so that it can be visible and stuff. Yeah, like I know for myself, I've got a server that I made, which is just me in it, which I put my screenshots in when I need to. But you can also save them to a folder on your computer, etc., and do it that way. But yes, do not put it here. Good on ye for getting all the perspectives up and running. And we're done that. Bring up this and bring your streams up. So in order to make it totally and entirely fair, I suppose it's fair enough to just leave you hovering over whatever menu stuff. I will allow you to be, so long as it's not, of course, 01, which is unfair because one of you does have to deal with 01. Okay, you must be on the menus essentially. Now, where you all are at now is fine. Not the top menu. You can be at the level menu, and stuff. I'm going to give a countdown from 5, ending on go, and then you can click into whatever level you want. I will have my timer set for 30 minutes, and we'll get it done and through. Last chance for questions. Trish Chat can also ask questions as well. Seems to be all well and good, though. All right, the hype is real, everybody. And we will see now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off. To answer your question, 10 days, the person who's the best is going to win. And stuff. Let me double check just the sound wise. Yeah, you're not coming to it too well. Don't worry, I noticed. I double checked it. You can all see. It's fine. I didn't just forget to show you the perspectives. I've been doing this for long enough. But yes, so we have, of course, it's diagonals you should be looking now here for the verses. So Ainra is against Cinder, and Real Guy is against Vendetta. So we have Cinder getting a start in 01. They're at the level of their selection. Whereas we have Ainra getting a start on the random level 4-4. Following that, we have Real Guy tackling their selected level 2-1. And Vendetta tackling the random level 3-2. A very interesting choice from them all to start tackling those. Very interesting indeed. But yes, we're seeing some good running so far. A 47-second 4-4 to start with, and Ainra is immediately hopping over to 2-1 now. A very quick, good time from there. And we see a swap from Cinder over to 4-4 now. Vendetta and Real Guy still tackling their same levels, though. And to be fair, 2-1 is a tricky one for P%. We've seen this shown. A 21 second 3-2. A very nice time indeed. We will be seeing a good amount of 2-1, however. I don't know if that explosion hit the schism, did it? At the bottom? It probably did. I doubt Ainra would not have... Yeah, Ainra resets. Okay, yeah, notices it. Okay. Yes, Ainra did ban P1. And they were lucky that they did, because the random wheel spun and selected P1 immediately. So that would have been something. Yeah, it's important to note, no matter how unlikely you think that the other person will select it, the random wheel doesn't care. The random wheel will land on whatever it lands on. And the worst thing that it could have landed on would have been P2, because that's objectively just tougher. Oh, are you? That wasn't something I was worried, but that's where the small boon of getting the first ban pick comes in, of course, and being aware of who you're going up against. Because I've not seen Cinder's P1, I don't think, or at least I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, having that forced ban is very good. Second in any percent and P%. Oh, wow, that's a combo for P1. That is such a combo for P1. Honestly, second, and like when you're talking about any percent or any of the, like, especially P1 that's been so competitive for so long, like being anywhere in the top 10 is absurdly impressive. Third in any and second in P%, like, yeah. Ainra knowing screw kill, yeah, but like something has to be said for consistency as well, right? In total, these guys only have 30 minutes. 30 minutes to get that time, which is 10 minutes a level if they plan on playing each level. You know? And I think this is one of the good parts about Ultra Saturday, where we get to show off the individual level portions at the end of each of Ultra Saturday, but also in the tournaments. Because it comes down to a lot of what speed running is this. You repeat the same level over and over, trying to optimize it, trying to get it better. And this is what it comes down to. Now, a lot of speedrunning is also planning your route and some bits like that. But when it comes down to it, like when you get down to needing those optimizations to get better times, this is a lot of what speedrunning is at. And it's cool that we get to see this snippet of it in the tournament, that we get to see the process, get to see those optimizations, and see generally how consistent people are as well. Because, you know, you have the off times when you're tackling a full game run and you get that one bad level, and that's fine. But people have picked some of these levels. People have the time to work on getting the best time on these levels, so they get reattempts and stuff, and it's good. That's fair. I mean, I assume, did you mean consistent or inconsistent? If you're really consistent, I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, I doubt there's many in the no-mo category that could best you for it, in it. And it is a case of, I'm sure we'll get people just participating for the sake of it. I think, so I might have explained this previously. I don't know if you were in this in one of the streams where I explained it. The plan for tournaments going forward is one tournament a month. That's the plan, right? And the set that's coming up, we've done for January. We have done the general category tournament, following the pattern we followed before. We've got P% for the month of February. Up next is any percent. And then I will likely follow that up with standard normal. Likely, because general tournament is broad categories. P% is the next like big skill jump, and it was also the pattern we did previously with tournaments. Any percent deserves to have its own tournament, and I feel like inbounds is similar enough to any percent that we should give a buffer, you know? And so Nomo is going to be there. Because Nomo is different enough by far to be put in there. Then we will do inbounds. And only after that will I start figuring out which one we're going to do next of the more obscure tournaments. Yeah? I don't know if I've heard the demon start. If I've seen the demon start for 1-1. I might have, but... yeah, ping me with it either in speedrunners or later and stuff. Because that does sound cool, and I'd like to keep an eye on it. If it's something that's pretty inconsistent, it'd be nice to be able to spot it during these streams and stuff. I doubt I could pull it off, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Just to make people aware, be careful about the Discord for a sec. I don't know what's going on, but oh no, the mods are handled clearly. But it was, yeah. Thanks mods, if that was spotted by anybody here who's currently listening or whatever. Yeah, that looked very weird. Oh, it was good to spot. Oh, Colin noticed that it was P%. Yeah, I'll message. Okay, good stuff. Return back to voice text. Yes, a reminder to people, don't click any suspicious links as well. Or like just random links in Discord stuff if you don't know. I said it before recently in the Ultra Saturday chat, but be very wary and stuff. Somebody attempted to do a scam thing on my account, or their account was hacked, and then it was like, oh, it's one of those like, if you stop and think for 2 seconds, it's really obvious that this is super fake and stuff. But yeah. But that put aside. I'm seeing some very good runs though. people have generally shifted their focus. We still have Cinder working a really good 01, getting that time down, which is very fair. Oh, apologies for pausing there, etc. I'm starting to space out a little bit. It has been a little bit of a long day, and you can understand giving constant commentary for 2.5 hours can start to take stuff away. But yes, I hope you're all enjoying. The runners have they're approaching their halfway point. Another minute or so, and they'll only have 15 minutes left. Do I need help with comms? I don't think so. I should be fine. I'm hydrating and stuff. I should be okay. But I appreciate the offer. If come further on into this final bit, I do, then we can do something like that. But yeah, I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Hydrating is very important. Very much so. I will now tell all the runners that you all have 15 minutes remaining. And remember to hydrate. I do enjoy, for the tournaments, being more talkative as well, because sometimes on Ultra Saturdays, I will be quiet. I will be definitely quiet and only say what I need to do so, and even then, sometimes I will miss people finishing races and stuff like that. Which is fair, because some Saturdays you don't have the spoons, as it were, to dedicate to play-by-play commentary. Ages back, I was doing much more play-by-play commentary, etc. And for normal Saturdays, and that does take a lot out of you for a while. But one thing that's important to note is I've been doing this for a while. I have gotten into a swing of things. My tolerance of how much I can expend my voice and stuff has improved drastically since I started doing Ultra Saturday. But on top of that, I've also been a Dungeons & Dragons DM for a considerable period of time, which is also a lot of talking. So that is the same skills being trained up. I can go for these lengths of times, talking wise. It is just a case of, the tournaments, specifically the tournaments. Normal Ultra Saturdays aren't as bad. Some days I'm just more tired than others, and that's why I'm quiet for most of those. But in terms of tournaments, I enjoy putting the commentary in, especially for the tournaments. Normal Ultra Saturdays, I love doing the commentary as well, but especially the tournaments. And I feel, especially for weaponless stuff as well, I've definitely more energy to put it in. But there comes a point where it's like, energy is there, physical strain is not. Right, so if that's that, then it's one. Okay, then it's that time. Reminder as well, of course, because we've been at this a bit, it's important to keep a bit of your blood sugar up as well. Because I'm on a diet wise, I can't have too much sugar, but I do make sure to keep it up. I have this dark chocolate that is next to me, so it's not too much, but it is nice. And on top of that, I recently had. I bought special ingredients to try making it again tomorrow, because I made it from a mix the last time, and I want to actually try and make it from a proper recipe as opposed to a mix, which is just like 2 ingredients and stir in this powder thing. But I've gotten the ingredients. I'm going to try a proper recipe tomorrow for making creme brulee. Dark chocolate is a special kind of awesome. Currently, I've got these dark chocolate sticks, which I bought around Valentine's, that I've been really slowly making my way through, because the whole box is 50 grams of carbs, essentially, in general. And that's like my daily limit, essentially, that I've put in myself, just to monitor stuff. But like 1 or 2 sticks here and there is so much less than my limit, then it's like perfectly fine. And then I've got other bars. I've got one bar that I'm slowly making my way through, which is like those sticks are 50% cocoa, cocoa, and then I've got a bar here that's 70%. I've got a bar on the other side of my bed that is a bar on the other side of my bed that is 80%, and another one that's 90%, which I'll make my way through. Don't know how much I'll enjoy the 90% one, but I'll make my way through it. And then I've also noticed that for certain other bars, it's like, oh, this is like 37%, but it's not that sugary, so it's actually less of a, sugar tax on myself. And then there's a Ferrero Rocher bar, which is like, you'd think Ferrero Rocher would be very chocolatey, very sugary, but it's surprisingly like 47 grams, which is the same as the whole thing of the dark chocolate sticks. But it's like, I'm not going to go through a whole bar. I have enough control to not just eat an entire bar of Ferrero Rocher. And so it's like, yeah, I'll eat a square on its own. And that's like how much of 47 something? And it'll be fine. But no, I made from a mix some creme brulee recently. And even though I did substitute in some normal milk for soy milk, because soy milk was just what I had, and I was like, sure, it'll fucking work. I'm putting cream in it anyways, and it did work. It was a bit more closer to the consistency of custard, I suppose. Yeah, it was definitely closer to the consistency of custard than it was what you kind of expect from creme brulee. But I was able to get the sort of caramelized sugar on the top, nice and well. And I want to do it properly this time by actually following a proper recipe, and I found a good one that also includes vanilla extract in it, which would be interesting. It does require you to mix the eggs with half a cup of sugar, which is like, feels quite sweet. But like, you know what? I'll see what happens. I'll see what I can mix in and work out, and just see what works. I'll see probably try and make it to the recipe probably first off, and then be like, okay, can I lower the sugar amount by this amount? Can I, and see what that makes, and then be like, okay, can I, like, can I then, because you're putting the sugar on top for the solid caramelized sugar layer. Anyways, so like, yeah, the amount of sugar that goes on top of it actually isn't that much. So it's interesting. That's my main point to saying all of this. I'm starting just doing that for myself, and it's like, yeah, I still have to manage, of course, not having too much sugars in my diet. Sugars are very easy to count carbs up on. But still, having a bit of creme brulee every now and then is a nice little treat. And it means you can bake something, of course, because that's nice. Having one thing you can bake is good. And if my thing's creme brulee, then that's perfectly fine. I also find that another thing that it's like, I think in some technicality it probably falls under baking, even though it's like kind of, but kind of not really. Is chocolate strawberries. It's weird. Anyways, I've gone on a bit of a tangent away from Ultra at the moment, just because of my own focus and wanting to keep some form of commentary as opposed to nothing. But we will be approaching shortly. They've got about 6 minutes, roughly, remaining on their time. And they're doing quite well. Nice aim there. I'm waiting for the 5-minute mark, which will be very shortly. Well, yeah, I'm going to tell them when there's 5 minutes remaining. Oh yeah, we have to figure out who to raid as well. Even though they still have to do their finals. I have to get into my head. Finals will be up. Right, cool. 5-minute mark. 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes. What's the best way to do this? Probably is that. It's annoying, but it is that to do so. Okay. Right. Cool stuff. So I'll be able to keep up commentary-wise a bit, and for the final bit of this, before the finals round. But if the 2 finalists are available and ready to go for completing the finals, then I might take you up on your hopping in and being the host just for the finals bit, because I can feel myself. Not the voice strain wise, it's a sort of mixture of the voice strain and the fact that I've been talking for 2 and almost 3 hours now. So once we've this thing sorted, I know how to set it up for you being able to commentate, but the runners not being able to hear you commentate, and everybody on stream being able to hear you commentate without having to hand over any stream info stuff. It'll be fine. There's about 4 minutes remaining. You can see them. Oh, that was weird. Did you see on Cinder's one? It was all the filth spawning in, but they stood still for a bit there. Interesting. But yeah, some good focus being spent on certain levels rather than others and stuff. And if you go down into it and you pay attention, you can notice other bits and pieces. And I'd be noticing, like, for the finals bits, because typically, and I suppose it's the amount of energy spent. P% tournaments are longer and stuff, so typically I'd have more energy for the finals with the others. But I'd be pointing out much more details about these runners and their decisions and what levels they're tackling when and what might be going through their heads and comparing the times and such between them and things. That's something that was definitely done for the previous tournament. But it's approaching 3 hours. That's the main point. But I think overall, there's a lot of focus from Cinder on 01. And part of that is because that's their picked level. And so following from that, of course, we have then Ainra's 2-1, with the 2-3 though, however, picked by Vendetta. And Vendetta spending a lot of time on 3-2. It'll be interesting to see if anybody has made the decision, because I haven't been paying enough attention wise to notice, did anybody just not do a level? Which I feel might have occurred in this case, so that people can save their own time. Okay, that's a fair point. Who to raid? If the person we raided last time is still live, or is live at the moment or something, we might raid them again, regardless of what they're doing. No. Been ages since I've seen you live. Okay, who is doing Ultra Kill right now? Hey, I think we have the most views on Ultra Kill at the moment. I think we're up by like... No, sorry. We're the second most. If we only had like an extra 2 viewers, then we'd be up there. But no, sorry. The person who's at the top has 11 viewers to our 10. But we're doing well. It's a great turnout today, and I'm glad to see so many people about and enjoying it. And of course, Ultra Saturday is open to all for participation as well. Just got to join the Discord voice, which I don't believe I'm allowed to say exactly where it is because it's so and so forth, whichever Discord. But you can find it if you look speedrunning wise hard enough. And I'm allowed to be cryptic. Please, please, BGB, don't kill me. I'm allowed to be cryptic. But yeah. With all of your alt accounts. Yeah, get us up there. No, it's grand. Sure, we're going to be raiding anyways in a bit. And we might as well toss each an Ultra streamer, unless if there's the chess account. Yeah, like, could be funny if we raid the chess account again. But no, I think an Ultra streamer is good because it's nice to let other people know there's a small sort of speedrunning competition community here. Oh yeah, I have to do the countdown because they're pretty much out of time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. The running shall come to a close. No time you get after this point will be counted. Alright. So, Group 1. We have Ainra versus Cinder. I will call out what level first off, and you'll prepare your screenshot, and then I will say post, and you'll post into voice text that screenshot. Am I clear? I think I'm clear. So, get your screenshot for 01 ready. And I will call out, of course, we got what? I will change the stream side to the cool Ultra Saturday logo. If they're ready, I assume you've got the screenshots ready. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, post. So we have for 01 Ainra with 27.515, and Cinder with a 33.439. So it is one level to Cinder. Very nice. Following up from that, yes, sorry, I tire. In my head it was tracking Ainra. Got the point. Yeah, no, in my head it was tracking Ainra. Got the point. However, my brain was like, the last name you said was Cinder. uh, I'm running on low RAM, essentially. So yes, first point goes to Ainra. Next level was 2-1. So screenshots in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Very neat. So because of a non-attempt, we have Ainra with a 39.095, and it is 2 points to Ainra. And we will post-wise then the last level, which is 4-4, randomly selected one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, post. And we have Cinder with a 46.814 and Ainra with a 42.830. So one of our finalists is Ainra. Very, very well done. Fantastic. Good stuff. Now, for Team 2, which is Vendetta and Real Guy, we have, starting off with the first level, 2-1. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, and so we have Real Guy with a 36.352 and Vendetta with a 36.820, which means by a tenth, several tenths of a second, rather, 5/10ths of a second, roughly, we have first level gone to Real Guy. Very, very close. Onwards to the second level, which is 2-3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. In 2-3, we have Real Guy with a 53.840, and we have Vendetta with a 46.766. Vendetta matching up the score with this one. 1-1 in this match. It all comes down to the random level. Who did better at 3-2? In 3-2 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we have Vendetta with a 20.780 and Real Guy with a 20.168. Real Guy, by the smallest of margins in the two levels, sneaking ahead and being one of our finalists. Real Guy versus Ainra. Very, very well done to you both, of course. Good stuff. So, Now, because it has been 3 hours, I will ask Aimra and Real Guy, are you good to do the final round now? And keep it on screen wise. Now you'll notice, yeah, I'm just double checking I've got that. Aimra and Real Guy, are you good to do that? Do that now. Okay. Okay, that works out then, because we've done this. I don't know if it was done for the last tournament, but we've definitely done it for a tournament before that. And it works out for me as well, because it has been 3 hours, and I've been commentating a fair amount for them all, and I was losing it a bit in the last end of it, so it's perfectly fine. I do appreciate Elliot for offering to step in wise. Looks like it's all good. Vendetta. Oof, very oof. Yeah, the time zone diff is very oof indeed. Definitely go to bed now, of course. We will now do a raid for those of us who are here there. So we will raid and send our people over to somebody who's currently playing Ultra Kill, which I'll pick in a second. But yes, next week, fingers crossed, my internet will be good enough and stuff. Depending on what I'm doing, where I will be good enough to get proper stream-wise stuff of the finale to the P% tournament. And so yes, thank you one and all for the fantastic majority of the tournament, and we will have the grand finale coming up next week on another Ultra Saturday. Those runners who are currently still sitting streaming live to the channel, go to sleep as well. Absolutely, do so. It is just as important as staying hydrated. Those of you in the Twitch chat who've been watching along and commentating, I am very glad for your presence and your input. It has been fantastic on my own end. And thank you to all the runners, those who made it through qualifying rounds and those who did not. This has been a fantastic display of Ultra Kill speedrunning prowess. P% is one of the hardest categories to get a proper grip on and master on, and anybody would be right to envy your skill in this category. Absolutely. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead with the raid. But those participants, such you can either just briefly hop on over to join in the raid, and we will shout at somebody that we were doing a tournament and that they should hydrate. And beyond that, yeah. Who will I raid now? Yes, that is a good thing. Somebody has a duck.
I think that's been bad. It's like the eels in the
You know what? There might just be a duck somewhere in the vicinity.
It's bad. It's bad. I can see the thing lights up when you're on me.
You know what, Crimson?
Yeah,
you know what? That was actually the person I was looking at exactly. In the Twitch chat, that was the person I was looking at anyways, because they seem to be fair, and also they mentioned ultra glue eating, so I think that's fair enough for a mood. So yes, we shall raid them. I think I spelled that right. Stir. I missed the. Okay, ready, and then SCOT. No, sorry, TSTIR. There we go. Good stuff. I shall pop on in ahead of time on my personal account. Once more, thanks a million for everybody showing up. A fantastic Ultra Saturday. Catch you all next week. And a big thanks to all of you in the Discord.
Thank you, Capitalist.
I am going to hydrate and sleep.